Okay, so today is Saturday, January 9th. So nice cold morning this morning. Lori and I have actually been busy in the outbuilding getting some things prepared. We've got trees to plant today. We've got grapevines we're gonna be planting today. I've got some help I need to give to our new neighbors this way to the east. But the sunrise is beautiful this morning, definitely on the chilly side. But we need to get to our new weekly special, which is manure mornings. So we need to go ahead and get to work. All right, so we got some fun with the piggies this morning. You can see we got them all out here, and it's great because they do kind of what we all do. Get up, go to the bathroom, grab something to eat, and then they'll promptly go back to bed. It's still a little bit chilly. You can see here the kind of the almost, I guess you can call it semi-finished. It's not finished compost by any means, but we're done with this pile. So we took an entire scoop of wood chips that was there on the ground, added it to about the same amount of manure here over the last few months, and we have this nice big pile of manure that's going to be composting. I don't know whether or not you got it on camera. There was definitely some steam coming off of it this morning, so you can see that it was cooking up pretty good. So as I back up a little bit, you can see kind of, again, reference, that is our western orchard right over there. Still have a lot of trees we'll be planting here over the next few weeks to fill that in. But the idea is we have our composting manure right here that will be fertilizer that will be going onto these trees here in this orchard. So Lori's gonna get a little more love on the pigs here. I need to go over and check out the chicken manure, make sure that gets turned this morning. I think our manure mornings are basically finished. While we're here, I want to give you a quick shot of the mulberry hedge. You can see these mulberries are losing the leaves really well. We've noticed that these particular trees we don't necessarily need to help out. They'll lose their leaves completely. So one of the things this week had somebody comment, ask a question, ask what zone we were in. And I know we're officially in zone 9B, but I really question that out here in Whitman. I know we're 5 or 6 degrees cooler than we are in town, and we've clocked some 20-degree mornings, and that's definitely 9A territory. So I think we're somewhere in between the two. But when it comes to chill hours, we talk a lot about that. We've gotten several hundred chill hours here in Whitman, and I've noticed in the city it hasn't been near that amount. But one of the things that we keep finding, even though we're seeing kind of 40, 30 to high 30, 40 degree mornings, is something like this here. We're definitely getting nice solid freezes. Right now, this bird bath, I filled it last night, and we've got, unfortunately, a frozen bee here. But this here is frozen. So it's not frozen solid, but it's definitely freezing on top. So obviously the cement, shallow water, and we've got water that's freezing. So definitely a bit colder here than we are in the city. Another thing that we did is we've been removing the leaves from the trees. As I'm walking through the west orchard here, you'll see it. And you'll see that we've still got a few more trees that are not quite done. Now, again, we've had questions, and kind of reiterate, the reason why we remove these is to make sure we're maximizing the chill hours. That's questionable, debatable whether or not that makes a difference. But more importantly, I can see where I need to prune. You can see we've got one of our trees here. This tree here, we had actually removed the cage because we're using it for the video you guys were watching today, actually, where we were planting the pecan trees, and we had a 4-foot tall cage around it. So we had removed it, and with the thoughts of coming back with these shorter cages, and we had left them off. So we came through this week, kind of going through and pulling some of the leaves off, and we noticed that we already had rabbits coming here and just attacking these things. So we it's okay this time of year, they're kind of helping me with some of the pruning, but at the same time I want to make sure they're not getting to the trunk. So came back, got cages. In fact, I think in our intro today, you'll see us prepping cages. And the reason why we're doing that is right down here. Down here at the other end of the western orchard, you'll see Lori's back there removing some leaves. And we've got some wood chip piles here on the ground without trees. Those are the trees that we're actually going to be planting today. Now, I'm not gonna plant them here on the vlog, sorry, but we are gonna do something special today on the vlog, so we'll get to that here shortly. But today we are gonna be planting these trees. Now, we're back here. We've got a couple of our all-in-one almond trees right here that we still need to defoliate. They are not wanting to lose their leaves. And we've got some other trees back here that are pretty unique. They're not your typical varieties that you'll find folks planting here in Arizona, but we're gonna go ahead and give them a shot because we've had some luck with some different types of those same trees. I've got my neighbor that owns the property to the east of us. They're gonna be starting to build their house here shortly, and we are gonna be sharing some fencing, and he's gonna be putting in, he knows how to do some welding, which I don't know how to do. I know how to dig holes, which will help him as well. So we're gonna be working on fencing today to get his fencing started, and eventually the entire area where we share, including our livestock acre, will actually be the fencing that he's putting in, which is much more permanent than the barbed wire we have up now. So definitely have that on the plans for today. Okay, so Lori and I need to get to planting while I still have some time and get these 4 trees in. We'll be filming that video and showing that to you guys next week.
Dwayne and I got the 4 trees planted this morning, well, into this afternoon. Do you have another project that we wanted to try to get done with you guys today? That's pretty special to Dwayne, and I don't know if we'll get to it today. If not, we'll do it first thing tomorrow morning, but Dwayne has been off over with our neighbor on his property, so I'm just gonna go let you guys see what he's working on. Our neighbor has like 8 or 9 acres right next to us, just to the east of us, and their house should be starting here any day, but they wanted to start getting some of their fencing up to keep people from driving on their property. So let's see if we can see Dwayne. I'm not sure how the sun is gonna be, but we got Dwayne here going at it with digging more holes. So their property, like I said, is right next to us, just to the east of us, and so we are going to actually share. So some of the barbed wire that we put up on the east side of our property will actually come down, and we'll share the fence between our 2 properties, so we just have the one.
So now we got something a little bit different for the vlogs, and what you see in front of us here is a collaboration that we're doing with Enlightenment Garden. Natasha, thank you so much for sending us these fig cuttings. Lori and I were really excited to see, hopefully, if we could turn these into trees. This is the first time we've done a collaboration. Actually, Natasha was nice enough to send us these cuttings. We have, what do we have? How many varieties?
9.
So we have 9 varieties. She sent us 2
of each.
2 of each. So we got 2 of each cutting. I'm gonna just kind of name these off. Some of these I don't know how to pronounce really all that well. But we have a Socorro Black, we have a Pastiglieri, Genovese Nero, this is a Martinica Ramada, we have a Marseille Black, we have a Black Madeira, I know this one, we have a, oh boy, Hatib Argentile, I don't know, I'm sure I didn't get that right, an LSU Scots Black, and we have a Chicago Hardy. So we got several of these here. Now, Lori and I have dealt with cuttings, but not this way.
No.
So usually when we've done cuttings in the past, we've just stuck them into a pot, but we watched Natasha's video, and I'll try to link that for you here. She did a very good job of explaining how to actually root these cuttings out. So we're gonna follow the vast majority of what she suggested, because of course, these are her cuttings. So we're going to be putting these into these Plymore zipper reclosable bags. My beautiful assistant's going to show you. So these are 2 mil as far as the thickness, and it's a 6-inch by 12-inch bag. And I believe it's the same one you used, Natasha. Pretty confident at least. Got these on Amazon. So we're going to be utilizing these. Now, as far as the material, we are going to break from her suggestion just a little bit. This is actually coconut coir. So when we have done our air layering, we've used coconut coir and had very, very good success. So it's a very good medium for holding moisture, but not being completely sogging wet. We've been letting this rehydrate. It's been rehydrating now for about 20 or 30 minutes. So we're gonna be using this as our soil media. We're gonna be storing it in this bin. And what you'll see here, hopefully you can make it out on camera, is a mixture of wood chips and some straw and a little bit of water, and those wood chips are continuing to soak up that water. These are gonna be sitting inside the house. So I wanted the straw with the wood chips because it'll smell a little bit better. So hopefully we'll be able to get all the cuttings into this bin, which is where they're gonna spend the next 30 to 45 days. We also have some rooting hormone. So again, a little bit different from what Natasha's using. We've had very good success with this take root rooting hormone, so we're hoping that this works well here also. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first cutting. So we are gonna do our best to hang on to these.
Yep, let me see the bag and I'll just put it right on the bag.
Perfect. So Lori, my beautiful assistant, is gonna put that on the bag, and I'm gonna take a look at the cutting. So one thing I should mention, we did get these a couple weeks ago. So like you suggested, Natasha, we have had them in the crisper drawer in our second fridge out in the garage. And wow, this looks fantastic. So beautiful cutting. Thank you for actually using the tape on the ends to help retain that moisture. That was very nice of you to do that. And what we're gonna do is we are going to get to work. So I got the tape off the bottom. So definitely the cambium layer looks really good. Still green in there, which is exactly what we want to see. So now I know Natasha suggested to score the bottom of this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm only going up about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. We're gonna actually go ahead and soak these for just a few minutes while we continue to work. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get these bags filled with the soil medium. So now we have the soil medium in here and we're ready to get the cuttings into here. So again, the parafilm on here, thanks again, Natasha, for getting that on there. That's gonna make sure that these things don't dry out. Now, what we will do right before we put it in the media is we are gonna go ahead and dip this into this powdered rooting hormone. So you get a nice amount on here and shake off the excess. Basically what I have, I've got the rooting hormone about the same distance up as those cuts that I made into the cambium layer. Just like that. So again, that's gonna really encourage those roots right down towards the bottom and down into our soil media. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and tape it. So we've already got some cut right there. Just like that. So Natasha, hopefully we did that right. We're gonna go ahead and put this into the bucket and go ahead and get started on the next one. You can see we have these done. Actually, these fit in here perfectly. I'm hoping that we got this right. We followed Natasha's instructions, so we should be in good shape. So I'll be really curious to see how these root out. Obviously, as far as planting, we'll take you through the steps of potting these and eventually planting these. And hopefully we can actually do Natasha good when it comes to these cuttings and turn these into beautiful, well-producing trees. My guess is a lot of you guys that follow us on a regular basis here in Arizona, you guys already know Natasha's channel. It's Enlightenment Garden. I'll make sure that I link it for you guys down below. Definitely check her stuff out. I'll tell you what, I've learned a lot from her. She really knows figs, and she actually really knows fruit trees in general. She has some fantastic information on there. I'll tell you what, one of the things in particular is your tropical trees. One of the things that we don't do here is tropicals. You guys know that. We're trying a couple guavas, and actually it's because of Natasha that we're trying those. But definitely check out our channel. Again, I'll leave a link down below. Something a little bit different for you guys today. Really excited to do this collaboration with Natasha and Enlightenment Garden. Really looking forward to how this turns out. You know, we got a lot of stuff done. We've got 117 trees now in the ground. Lori and I have been planting like crazy here over the last week or so. We're gonna be planting grapevines tomorrow. We've got a lot more bare root trees coming in. So we got a lot more stuff that we're gonna have for you guys here going into well, eventually spring. Really enjoy having you here on these vlogs and sharing as much as we can with you guys. Any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. And then our Amazon shop, we do have a lot of these supplies in the Amazon shop. I'll leave a link down below. Remember, if you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. I may not get out. This is why you marry a small man. little things like this. This is it's what we had. Yeah, so we've used it in the past. Had very good sex with maybe later. So we've had very good success with the rooting hormone here. Oh, we didn't do rooting hormone. Let's start over. Covered in the house.